To start your tag art plan designs for me today, you are going to need a ruler and a pencil and a piece of paper. So remember, the final design of your tag art needs to be on a form that has a specific size and shape. Your artwork will get scanned exactly how it is to fit onto the metal plate. So it must be proportionate to the size of the paper. So our plans need to be a smaller version of the same shape. So to make that happen, you need to draw your plans inside of a rectangle that is about 6 inches by 3 inches. So to make that happen, you can take your paper, and on one corner, let's do the this wide side, we're going to line up the edge of the ruler here on the edge of the paper with the edge of the ruler on 0. Make a mark at the number 6. On this side, we're going to do the other side of the rectangle now for 3 inches. So line this part of the paper up with 0 on your ruler, and then we're going to make a mark at the number 3. Then we are simply going to draw horizontal line across this way and a vertical line across this way to make that box. If it's not perfectly not a perfect 90-degree angle there, don't worry about it. We are going to do at least 2 of these, so you'll need to draw 2 of these boxes, so 6 and down to 3, so 3 inches. So 2 rectangles at least. If you want to do more plans than this, you can, but at least 2 designs. So on your paper you have 3 inches by 6 inches. Okay. So inside of this space, you're going to draw your plan that creates a focal point. So we need to follow the rules of the project. Remember, no words. We need to have a sense of space. So things overlapping or things being lower on the page will look a bit closer to you, and things that are farther toward the horizon line will look farther away. Your picture must be all your own ideas. So no copywritten images, no copying other students' designs from the past. It must be your own original idea. Now, of course, lots of people have drawn a picture of a beach. So that's not an idea that is owned by anyone, but SpongeBob is an idea that's owned by someone. So any kind of thing that is owned by someone, we can't make money off of it in a fundraiser. So they have to be your own original ideas. We must make sure that there is a focal point. So I would start by figuring out what's the subject of your picture going to be. What do you want to draw? And think of how you could place it. We will want to probably use size, and placement is the easiest way to make a focal point. So I'm just going to give you an idea for this one right here. If I were going to do a plan for this finished design, I'll give you an example of what a plan might look like. So within this rectangle here, I might sketch out the shapes of my house, and it doesn't need to be super neat. Remember, it's a plan, so we can have some sketchy lines. I don't mind that. And we can just kind of sketch in the shapes that we'll need to use for our design. Now you want it to look neat enough so that you can tell what's in there, but we don't want to spend a lot of time on these plans because this is not the finished design. We're going to have to do this again for real on the finished form. So you can kind of sketch in your idea. So the focal point of this design was the house, so I made it nice and big, approximately in the center. This person used palm trees to frame around the house to show and use leading lines or convergence to point toward the house. So we can kind of sketch in where those things were. So we're using size, something big, placement in the middle, and we're using some trees to create leading lines to point toward that. We've got our horizon line back here. Don't forget a horizon line if you're making a landscape. This person added some mountains back here. Just sort of a shape. Alright, so this would be a plan to show me where things are inside of this space and how big they're going to be. Alright, this person also added a sun in here. We can kind of sketch that in. This does not need to be colored. You can color it in just briefly to show what kind of colors you might want to use, or you can just label it and say this is going to be yellow, the sky is going to be red, this tree is going to be green. This is a plan. I just want to see your ideas, and we're going to do 2 of these. So the next one, I won't give another example, but you can fill both of them with 2 separate ideas for how to organize this space to create your focal point. Please reference the paper that you made in the last project with all those different focal point ideas on how, if you forgot how to use placement, so putting something in the middle, slightly off center, having the leading lines, size. Now contrast is going to come in with the color, and I'll give suggestions about that as well. So please plan out the color. You don't have to spend a lot of time on it. You can either color it just quickly in here to show me what kind of colors you'll use, or at least label those colors somehow for me. And then you'll just take a picture of these 2 plans and send them to me in the assignment, and I will give you feedback on which one I think will be more successful, and maybe some tips on how to emphasize your focal point before you start on this final form that you'll need to use to participate in the fundraiser. When you get this paper, if you are able to pick it up in the office, someone, your parents will need to come to the office to pick it up. If you can't get it, like I said in the other video, you'll need to make a box of paper, or a piece of paper that is 12.3 by 6.3 inches. Okay? And if you get the form, you'll need to fill it out with your first and last name. Please leave this space empty for me to fill out here. And then Paget goes here, so we'll do Miss Jones can't write today, Paget. And then here you can put Jones/Quinn. I'll need to know that you are in Miss Quinn's class because the other students here at school are also participating, so please make sure you at least put Quinn, and then your first and last name. Remember, this is blank. Alright? So again, we are creating a sense of space with overlapping, or at least some sort of space happening in here, using size and placement to create that sense of space. We should not have any words in our picture. Okay, these labels of colors don't count, so we don't want a picture of just the word Florida or something like that. Remember, they must be your own ideas. Try and maybe tell a story with it, or have some sort of theme to your picture. It could be one of the themes provided, and it must have a clear focal point. We should look at your picture and there should be one thing that is emphasized, that stands out simply by the sketch without any color even. We don't want to just rely on the color. So I look forward to seeing your plans. Remember, any kind of design you want, as long as it uses your own ideas, that it uses pictures only, and it has a focal point. And of course we want to be using good techniques of space. I'll have some resources in the assignment for how to do each of these things as well. Good luck with your plans.